So one of the biggest challenges that I have is kind of finding the fabrics, finding the personalization and everything, which I talked about in the first video a little bit. But then kind of getting it all organized in a way. So just as I start sewing everything together, what I'll do is I'll put the different rows together, first, second, third, all that kind of thing. What I'm looking for is to make sure I don't have any fabrics that are exactly the same back to back and things like that. I also take a picture of it before I start sewing, just in case I mess up one of the rows. So I've sewed them all together. I have a total of 11 rows, and then I have 9 columns across. So I also needed to make sure that the backing that my son and his beautiful wife chose. So they chose a denim, and it has little cherries on it. So I had made sure that I had enough of this, because sometimes you can't make your quilt too wide, or you have to get special quilting backing, and you have a lot less fabric options when that happens. We all have a lot less fabric options now that Joann's Fabrics has closed down. So that was heartbreaking for me. So I like to choose a lot of my own fabrics. You can buy charm packs that come in like 2.5 inch, 5 inch, and then 10 inch squares. These I cut into 6 inch squares. So anyway, and here you can see one of the ones that I embroidered. So what I did was let me bring this out a little bit. Each square, you know, when I get it, it's in that pile, kind of like this. And I take the first one and I go ahead and sew that together. And I use a 1/4 inch seam on all of it. I do go backwards and forward to do the setting stitch. You don't have to. A lot of quilters just go through. I just like these to be really sturdy, and this is going to be a camping quilt for my son and his wife. They want to take it on picnics and different things like that. They also have a dog. So his name is Milo. And I put some little dog things in here too, to just kind of incorporate him. They don't have any kids. They plan on having a family. So I did put in a few kind of childlike things in here too, because I'm hoping someday they'll have kids and, you know, be able to bring it and be a family thing for them. My daughter-in-law and I made some little pencil bags. She's a teacher a couple years ago, so I incorporated the same fabric that she had picked out for some of her pencil bags. So I just, you know, really try to personalize it. My son climbs, so I got some material here with some climbing supplies in it. So, you know, just all these cute little things that make things personalized, which is really important. The machine that I use, it's a Baby Lock. Some little ladies in my sewing quilting store that I go to say it's a cute little beginning machine or travel machine. It was over $4,000, so I have to say, for me, it's my main machine and always will be. I don't think I would spend the amount of money that they do, because, you know, this is a hobby and not something I do for a living. But these things can get very expensive. I will tell you, though, this machine has been very user-friendly for a new sewer and things like that. And then, of course, YouTube videos are fantastic. So it does both regular sewing and it also does the embroidery. So for these embroidery blocks that I did, this piece comes off, the embroidery arm comes on, and then you're able to embroider, and it's actually really a lot of fun. All right, so the next step I am going to do is I'm taking this over, and what I end up doing is I will take one row of fabric, and then I will go ahead and take a second row of fabric, and so I will do one side all ironed on one side, and then the next one I'm going to do ironing this way, and that way when I go to join the fabric together, it kind of locks in and you're able to have those corners match up really nice. And I'll show you in a little bit how that works.